Right, first day of the week. What's up, guys? Hope you all had a wonderful weekend.
Oh yeah. First day of the week, Monday. Very busy weekend for basketball. Ano naman natin? PBA playoffs nung Saturday. Pareho knockout game, last game ng Alaska. So many updates over the weekend. But yeah, man. Ikaw, gusto ka? Pagod na pagod ka sa
Pare, pagod.
Philbasket debut. I mean, first day ng season.
First day. Daming technical difficulties na nangyari. So, na-delay kami. Anong oras ba kami umalis ng venue? Mga 11 ata or 10:30.
Damn. Kasi parang na-delay kayo ng halos 1 hour, di ba? Halos.
Kasi sira yung scoreboard. Walang power yung scoreboard. I think they checked that naman. Syempre nag-ocular yan mga yan. I think that day lang talaga. Tapos nagkataon pa na wala yung technician.
So ano yung scoreboard na ginamit niyo nung game?
Nag-ano lang sila. May buti na lang may backup sila. Parang projector na lang nila eh.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Para makita rin. Pero hirap din. I mean, yung shot clock, ina-announce na lang ng Barker.
Wala din. So wala talagang at all. Walang
pare.
time.
Wala.
Paano
Yung time nakikita naman dun sa pina-project na score. Pero yung shot clock nga.
Wala. Shot clock. Walang shot clock. Okay. Damn. Tapos ano pa kayo? Coat and tie. Sayang naman yung coat and tie.
Pare.
Dami nag-react sa coat and tie mo, bro.
Dami, pare.
Coat and tie sila eh.
Wala black lang yung tie ko kaya mukhang pang prom o pang kasal
Mukha bang meron tayong mga ready coat and tie?
Okay na nga
Habang may mga ready. Halata namang hindi namin ano yan, di ba? Pero the Philbasket started. There was a big upset. We'll talk about that later. I'm sure that's one of the updates that we have. So this is going to be just a lot of updates. So where are we going to start, bro? Mamaya na yung PBA. Before anything else, thank you very much to Daily Hoops. T-shirt.
Yung. Okay, start tayo sa Philbasket. First game was the ICC Blue Hawks against AMA Computer College. AMA outlasted the ICC Blue Hawks 99-94 courtesy of Luke Parcero's 36 points. This was a game na from the get-go, parang nangangapa pa yung dalawang teams kasi parehong school team. So, syempre, wala masyadong time to practice. Not like the other teams who had players playing in different leagues na. So, nakikita mo talaga yung gigil yung may gigil factor tapos trying to really get into the rhythm of the game. And then eventually, both teams found their stroke and it ended up to be a high-scoring game.
And of course, first game naman ng buong Philbasket so understandable. That second game though,
that second game was just really crazy.
Napahiya tayo doon, pare, kasi sabi natin malabong matatalo yung Nueva, but hats off to Tanduay, bro.
Hats off to Tanduay.
Bro, malakas yung team na yun.
Malakas. And I said it at the top of the coverage that it could be the preview of the finals. Because on paper, Tanduay is the strongest team that can contend with Nueva Ecija, yes.
Yung Batangas kasi, Tanduay Ramas. Parang halo-halo Batangas,
Makati, may Pasig, Santa Lucia.
May Imus, if I'm not mistaken. Diba? Tapos Coach Cholo pa.
Yes,
so you know that they're well coached pa. So it's gonna be a fun season for Tanduay.
It was a very interesting matchup because Coach Gerson likes to pressure a lot also in the backcourt. He really emphasizes defense and he also emphasizes team basketball na kahit marami siyang stars on his team, he really emphasizes na we need to be a team to win. And kay Coach Cholo naman, being a student playing under Coach Franz Pumarin, I'm sure he applied some of the principles that Coach Franz Pumarin had during his LaSalle days to his coaching style. So ganun din. Talagang pressure defense the whole game from both teams. There were a lot of fouls called because that was expected from two very aggressive defensive teams. But grabe, I think the problem was for Nueva Ecija was it was just really it was a clear chemistry issue. Yung mga bagong additions nila, si Lorenz Palma, I mean JP Sarao, um, Will Macaloni, and I'm
Pamboy.
still missing somebody. Pamboy. They obvious makikita mo when you were watching the game that there were really obvious chemistry issues when they were on the floor. Si Will Macaloni, syempre galing PBA yan, and gusto magpabango ng pangalan. Right from the get-go, he was super aggressive na pero he really couldn't get anything going. He was forcing his shots. Itong Tanduay naman, they were just scorching from three first half pa lang. Cedric Ablaza had, I think, 12 or 15 points already in that first quarter, maybe even 17. I forget na. And then, nung pagdating ng... so, Tanduay was up during the first half. Then, pagdating ng third quarter, pare, doon na nag-run ang Nueva Ecija. That's when they made a game out of it. And transition na yun into the fourth period. It was really down to the wire game because during the last seconds of the ball game, Nueva Ecija was down by 2. It was Tanduay's ball. They were able to force a turnover, pero pagtawid nila ng bola, there was a careless pass by, I think, Hesed Gabor, Chris Biton, I forget already. Basta careless pass, and they had really enough time to make a basket and force overtime.
Breaks of the game.
Breaks of the game, yeah.
Alam mo naman, both teams, first game nila, I'm not really gonna put a lot of... I'm not gonna take anything away from Tanduay kasi alam naman natin, Coach Cholo, and again, that kind of roster will compete for a championship at the very least. But I'm not really gonna panic also if I were Nueva Ecija. Yeah. They're still the favorites.
Actually,
diba? Sila
last season, Subic, AICC also lost their first game.
Yeah, and then, ano naman yan eh. Kumbaga, bago yung players, it's something that they need to get used to each other.
That was definitely an acid test for them.
Not really gonna put any like bearing into it in a way na puta, ibig sabihin yung favorites na are Tanduay. Hindi naman. Nueva Ecija is still the favorites, but it's good for Tanduay's confidence na alam nilang, okay, kaya natin yung Nueva Ecija. So, actually, that win by Tanduay over Nueva Ecija is actually good for the league. Because instead of us thinking na, sure ball naman Nueva Ecija dito. It actually gave the league a little bit more flavor na, pwedeng matalo yung Nueva Ecija. So I'm sure, as for entertainment purposes, I'm sure Phil Basket is happy with that win. I'm not saying gusto ninyo matalo yung Nueva Ecija, but like, speaking about, kumbaga, yung expectation natin na lopsided yung liga because of how strong Nueva Ecija is. Good job for Tanduay, diba? And even the other teams, medyo, pag makakalaban lang yung Nueva, they can look back and watch that game. And
see that they are vulnerable.
And imitate. Let's face it, like, copycat game naman to eh. Not just a copycat league. Copycat game. So, panoorin yung mga bagong teams, yung mga kakalaban nila Nueva, I'm sure they're gonna watch that game, take a page out of Coach Cholo's playbook, and have a chance against Nueva Ecija. So ultimately, that was a good win for Tanduay and also for Phil Basket. Okay yan. But for Nueva Ecija, I'm not gonna worry. I'm not gonna panic.
It's just the first game. There's still 10 games left in the elimination round.
Which MWF na kayo, no?
Yeah, MWF. Then pagdating ng April, magkaka-Sundays na rin.
Wow! Damn! Sundays na din, bro. Okay.
So, alright. Okay. Last game.
Sabi ko sa'yo, hindi mananalo yun eh. Hindi nga mananalo yun. So napanood mo, bro. Ikaw nag-cover. Okay, so guys, tinambakan ng San Juan Knights yung Kuala Lumpur. Coach si Jeff.
92-64.
Coach si Jeff. Viernes.
Yeah, he was one of the assistant coaches for the Kuala Lumpur SEAL team. Actually, pare, ang problema lang naman talaga, there were really no clear there were yung ibang errors. It wasn't really very impactful dun sa loss nila. The only reason na tambakan sila is because di talaga sila makashoot, bro. Ang ganda ng takbo ng opensa nila, especially after, syempre, nung first few minutes ng first quarter, medyo nangangapa pa, may konting giggle factor din. But patapos na yung first quarter and throughout the whole game, actually, they had lots of good ball movement. They stuck to their system. Di lang talaga, bro, di lang talaga sila makashoot. Promise. Yun lang talaga.
Depends
Yun
sa
lang
nila.
talaga.
Wala din.
Okay naman. I mean, it kind of
Challenge
held
naman.
held up, especially nung third quarter. Pero every time that Kuala Lumpur threatened to make a run,
Sila makashoot.
lagi may pamatay sunog. Either Justin Gutang 6-3, itong si Jodel Fuentes, he had 17 points, 5 assists and 3 3-pointers. He was a player of the game. And then si Peralta rin was also great for Coach Randy in the San Juan Knights.
I mean, guys, I mean no disrespect to the international teams. I mean no disrespect. But I don't buy the hype anymore. Eh. Alam mo yung may international team na darating.
Oh.
Para sa akin, tayo pinakamalakas sa SEA Games. Eh. So,
in Southeast Asia,
diba?
we are still the most powerhouse team.
Kumbaga, it's good for the hype when you talk about, an international team will come over and play in the league. Okay, good for hype. But to really, I don't buy it eh. Kasi at the end of the day, okay, may hype, pero kaya ba talaga sumabay sa mga teams dito? So yun, kaya sabi ko, cool, may international, it opens the gates, it opens, a lot of opportunities. But at the end of the day, hindi sila mananalo. Maybe manalo sila sa school team. I don't know kung sino ba pinakamahina? Like in your opinion, straight off the bat, sino pinakamahinang team? Saan mga nakita mo?
Ang hirap kasi
kasi yung AMA maganda rin nilaro.
Oo, pare, yung AMA tsaka yung ICC
maganda nilaro. Sino pa ang hindi naglalaro na medyo bata-bata?
Silang dalawa lang eh.
Silang dalawa na so technically, we're not gonna say silang dalawa yung pinakamahina. Silang dalawa yung pinaka-inexperienced.
Mm-hmm.
And still,
kasi sila lang dalawang school team eh.
And still you would take them over that Malaysian team.
Yeah, bro. I mean, iba kasi you see naman na the conscious effort for this Malaysian team to play good system basketball and di lang talaga sila makashoot, and iba lang talaga pare yung Philippine brand of basketball. I mean the physicality. San Juan definitely gave them a rousing welcome. So pare, yung front line ng San Juan ngayon, okay, totally different team from last year's finalists. Wala na kasi mga Pua boys, wala na si Renz Abando.
Sino coach? So now, sorry.
Randy Alcantara pa rin.
Siya pa din. Okay.
Siya pa din. And then pasok naman to si Mark Sarangay, Mikee Acosta, Omer Arim, and sino pa ba yung veteran ng
basta hindi I don't believe mananalo sila. It's okay. So yun yung nangyari sa PhilBasket. Great games, great opening. Shout out to Jai, shout out to the league, to you guys, the panelists and all that. I just don't buy it. The same way na it's great that the PBA, sorry if I'm moving to the PBA, bro, but it's great connected kasi to. It's great that the PBA opened their doors to an international team for the first time in 22 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. First time in 22 years.
But kaya ba?
Pero kasi ito, Mikey, iba ang composition eh. Kasi the Bay Area Dragons, this is the team that's gonna join the PBA as a guest team for the incoming season. They will be composed of free agent players from mainland China. So maybe CBA players tong mga to, Hong Kong, Macau, and Chinese Taipei.
Okay.
So
so halo.
For me, mas malakas to, definitely.
So hindi to country team? Club team?
Hindi, club team to. Okay. Kasi yung Malaysia, hindi naman kasi talaga basketball ang primary sport nila. I think it's football or squash.
Okay.
So itong Bay Area Dragons, kahit papaano, papalag naman to.
Okay.
They might not rack up the wins, but I think they will be competitive naman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay yung opening doors to international teams, but I just don't buy it right away. So this one, knowing na medyo hindi to based sa Hong Kong, kasi nung nabasa ko Hong Kong, again, no disrespect, pero Hong Kong, tinatambakan natin yan eh.
Oh, pare. And you know this, you played in the ABL.
Exactly. So, kaya lang malakas yung Hong Kong noon kasi Yung mga import nila, naman sina Elliot, di ba? Magagaling talaga. So anyway, now that you're telling me that it's not a Hong Kong-based team na puro locals doon, then I'm so excited for it. Kasi nung nakita ko, like, uy, cool, nag-open na yung doors ng PBA, but at the same time, makakapag-compete ba to? Baka naman tambakan ng Blackwater to. Diba? But now that you're saying that, that's good, diba? I'm all for it. I'm so excited for the opportunity for a team outside to play. Sorry. Okay.
Yes, sir. All right. PBA 3x3. So leg 4 of the second conference has just concluded, and Meralco spoiled Limitless's bid for back-to-back championships. 17-14. Alfred Batino and Dexter Maquez led the way for the Meralco Bolts in this one. And in case you guys forgot, Limitless will be the team that will represent the country sa ating SEA Games.
Leg ano to? 4?
Leg 4 ng second conference.
Sino na mga nag-champion? TNT, San Miguel. TNT, San Miguel, Limitless. Tapos ngayon, Meralco. Ito na naman ang 3x3. This is how unpredictable 3x3 is. Like, nung last conference, sa 6 legs, isa lang ang dumoble, which was Limitless. Ngayon, puro iba-iba 4 na leg na. So, that's just how unpredictable 3x3 is. Masaya yung 3x3, man. I have to admit. I wasn't a fan of 3x3. I wasn't really a fan of 3x3 because I was a fan of 3x3 pag pupunta sina Pasaol doon, sina ano. Pero like, yun lang pinapanood ko, sina Pasaol. Tapos pag nag-chooks to go, minsan, nakakanood ako ganyan. But PBA 3x3 has its own show. I like it. I enjoy it.
It's different kasi, Mikey. It gives, it's more exhilarating and more
bilis.
Exciting to watch. Bilis kasi ng action eh.
Di ka tulad na 5-on-5. First quarter, second quarter, relax ka pa dyan. Yung 3x3, from point 1 to point 21, di ka pwede mag-pacing dyan, di ba? Tsaka walang pahinga-pahinga. So, I really enjoy it. Congratulations to our guy, Tonino Gonzaga. Tonino.
Yes, sir. Tonino also played great actually in that game. Had 5 points. And I think he still is really
still the face. I think him and it's also Brandon Gonzalez Rosers also.
Oh yeah,
splash. So I think it's him, Barandon. I see a lot of Almond.
Almond has been doing good. In fact, TNT, he helped TNT bag the third prize finish in this this leg.
Of course, Encho making a splash also.
Encho,
hindi pa sila nagcha-champion pero lagi sila competitive.
Bagong salta, pero I'm sure Encho will ease into things and help Barangay Ginebra make a deep run into the playoffs. Susunod.
The 3x3 has its stars. The 3x3 has its own star power na people are looking forward to.
Guys, believe me, you have to watch 3x3 live. Iba rin talaga.
Nakanood ka na ba? Hindi pa.
Well, not the PBA. Hindi pa PBA.
Hindi PBA. Okay. So, kanood ka iba. Okay. Yeah, 3x3.
Cover na tayo eh. I mean, diba?
Kahit pala sa Banse.
Kahit pa paano. So, alam na rin natin yung back and forth. But yun nga.
Yeah, maybe one of these days.
I'm sure sa PBA, mas malalang matindi yun.
You know what? One of these days, maybe we should watch. Maybe we should watch. Nakakatuwa. Sinamon Mabayo nandun, di ba? So, maybe one of these days. But, connected to 3x3, the OG, the Saint, The Saint.
Yeah.
In fairness to the Saint, I'm admit, I haven't watched the 3x3. I didn't watch over the weekend. I was busy. Hindi ako nakanood.
Pero ano ba siya? 4 points?
Pero pare, like, tinanong ko si Pong. Si Pong kasi stats siya ngayon sa nag-handle ng 3x3. Tinanong ko, like, kumusta si The Saint? Bro, talaga nakaka-shoot daw talaga. Tumitirik lang sa depensa, which is understandable. Totally understandable.
I'm 41 years old na yung tao.
Actually ngayon, si VC Hoops, kakasend lang niya ng highlights ni The Saint. So, popost ko siya shoot first yan. Abangan nyo. Yun yung sinabi rin ni Anton, ni VC Hoops. Pumitirik lang sa depensa. But then again, Ronald Tubid didn't join to climb the 3x3 ladder.
Oh yeah.
Ronald Tubid joined kasi wala nang iba. So,
he made it clear that this was just gonna be a short stint. Injury replacement lang siya. Yun lang yun, guys.
So, let's not put a lot of pressure on the Saint. But the fact that nakaka-score pa siya ng 5-6 points,
I think he is exceeding expectations with that game.
Bro, tsaka yung stats niya parang 2 of 4 sa dos, sa tres.
Efficient.
Gano'n, no? Parang 2 of 4, 1 of 3. Lagi siyang 4 to 5 points. I think career high niya 6, 7 points, if I'm not mistaken. But I gotta give it to the Saints, bro. And this is, I know that he's the same age as Arwin, those guys, but si The Saint, feeling ko, hindi niya alam na maglalaro siya until siguro a few days before yung 3x3 na parang, wala nang iba.
Saka siya yung team manager, pare. So I think
wala sa plano niya, bro.
Wala sa plano niya yun. So he made that last minute call na parang, shit, wala na makuha.
Ako na nga.
Sige, ako na lang. Mukhang condition pa naman ako eh. Sige.
Parang Greg Popovich no? Noong time na yun. Sige, ako na lang. Nag-coach siya, ganda pa eh. Diba? So, yeah, I have to give it to Ronald Tubin, man. I'm gonna see the highlights. I'm excited to watch the highlights. I haven't really seen the PBA 30, but it's a show, so hopefully everybody can tune in on that.
That's right. All right. Okay. PBA Quarter Finals results.
Wait lang. Last na natin yan. Last. Let's huli natin yung PBA. Wala na ba iba? LeBron. Second place.
Hindi pa natin nadaanan.
Hindi pa, bro. Nag-second place siya kapon
ba?
lang. Kapon lang siya nag-second place.
Kasi nung nag-record tayo,
number 1 siya sa playoffs plus season.
Okay.
Ngayon, officially, he surpassed Karl Malone. Officially. So, congratulations to LeBron. Galing din talaga. Like, again, you can't deny greatness. You can't deny it. Diba?
Definitely. I mean, you just really have to appreciate it. The GOAT conversation, I don't think that's ever gonna be resolved. For sure, not in 100 years, I think so. Because iba talaga. It's gonna be subjective. For me, I still consider MJ, and Mikey, I'm sure, still considers MJ the GOAT. But you cannot deny LeBron's greatest. I mean, the longevity that he has in his career. 17 years in the league. Tama ba ako?
Yep.
17 years in the league. He is 37 years old, and he is on pace to beat Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record at the top of the all-time scorer list. And for a guy who is not a scorer, really, to achieve that kind of milestone in his career, that is just remarkable.
Oh, man. Like, ito. Sine-check ko yung ni LeBron. 1-5. Labang pa si Abdul-Jabbar sa kanya ng 200 games. So madami pa. Madami pa sa kanya. But
I think LeBron can naman play until he's 40.
Bro, tangina. Kung hindi, bro, kailangan niya mapanood si Arwin para maniwala siyang kaya pala ay 41. Diba? But
initiatives kay Arwin.
Bro, I think inevitable it will happen. He will be the number 1. Kasi
tsaka
dalawa lang. Injury lang ang kalaban.
Injury lang talaga kalaban.
Knock on wood.
Yun lang talaga yung problema sa NBA because it's such a long season. 82 games tapos may playoffs ka pa. Really the pressure that they put on their bodies day in, day out. So syempre talagang doble kayod sila in terms of strengthening, diet nila, just the discipline that they're supposed to have. Kasi iba dito sa Pilipinas kasi may break in between conferences eh.
Oh, hindi. Time out. I just want to say this. Even if he does become the number 1 points leader in history, that doesn't mean he's the best scorer in history.
He's not.
That just means, which I will not take this away from LeBron, in terms of longevity, he is the one.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I think people, please, wag na kayong magka-misconception na siya number 1. So, mas magaling siya scorer kay Jordan, kay Kobe. No. Mas matibay ang katawan niya. So, yun, bibigay natin sa kanya. It's longevity, bro. Kasi kung si Jordan, pinalaro mo ng 17 seasons.
Oh, yeah.
Brad, kahit si Allen Iverson, pag pinalaro mo ng 17 seasons, at ganun lagi hanggang finals, imagine mo kung ilan yung nilalaro ni LeBron, diba? Siguro, bro, siguro minimum 100 games.
Oh, pare. Kasi, MJ didn't have any more the motivation to chase those kinds of stats. Kasi may 6 rings na siya eh. Ano pang kailangan niya patunayan? He dominated the league, especially in the 90s. And he, from the very start, he made it clear naman that he wasn't in it for the stats. He was in it for the rings.
We're not taking anything away from LeBron. We're not saying
no,
he was out to chase this record. No.
umabot na lang sa point na, uy, malapit na pala ako.
Oo.
LeBron was playing he didn't see it in 10 years kailangan nahabol ko si Jabbar. Kita naman natin that his primary weapon or his priority wasn't to score. So that's why you have to give it to LeBron. Hindi niya hinanap score. Nagulat na lang siya na, uy, malapit na pala ako. So ngayon, pwede na. Kung if he's chasing it now, let's not take it against him. Kasi nandyan nasa harapan mo na, hinahain na sa'yo.
You know, I'm sure not any player naman at the start of their careers would have that in their at the back of their minds.
Tsaka parang impossible to beat naman kasi
yung
33,000.
Diba? Coming into the league at 18 years old and, you know, having all these big names in front of you. So, mahirap talaga. Arguably, he could be the best passer of all time. Arguably.
He best all-around player of all time.
Best all-around player. There. Yeah.
Facts.
Definitely. Facts yun.
Wala na tayong ano yun dyan. The GOAT conversation. Again, great is very subjective.
Mm-hmm.
What is great to someone doesn't mean it's great to another person. So it's very subjective. But I think facts, to be the only guy with 30,000 10-10, facts.
You cannot deny that.
You can't deny he's the best all-around player ever. So, bigay na natin kay LeBron. Congratulations to LeBron. But I believe talaga inevitable. Barring any injuries, hopefully wala naman kasi I don't know. Sobrang tiwala lang ako sa katawan ni LeBron. He's gonna be number one by the end of his career.
He's gonna spends a lot of money on his body.
He's gonna accomplish the two greatest accomplishments that he could possibly do in his life. Be number one in scoring and play with Bronny. That's it.
Yeah.
I believe that those two things will happen.
That would be amazing.
Yun na yun. Okay na.
I would love to watch.
Still not my GOAT, even if those two things happen, but definitely, man, you can't deny galing. So, yeah. Okay. Wait.
All right.
Bakit tayo mag-PBA?
Okay.
This week, Saturday will be the opening of UAP NCAA. So we'll try to have a couple of...
Shit, nga pala. Sabay
pala bro, sila, sabay na. So, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, naguguluhan ako like, are we gonna focus on the playoffs? Or are we gonna focus on UAP NCAA? Should we guest a UAP NCAA person? Or should we guest a PBA? Like, nalilito na rin ako. But, you know, we'll have predictions for the season and for Saturday's games. 4 sa UAP, 2 sa NCAA. So, looking forward.
Did both leagues already released official lineups? Diba? They did that.
Sa amin, may mga profile na. But, you know, at the end of the day, puro pangalan lang lahat to at the moment.
So it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to judge.
It's going to be hard. So, you know, you have to take it with a grain of salt yung mga analysis natin because, again, this is based on, like, even for Thea, I'm basing it on anong ginawa niya nung high school. Sobrang galing niya nung high school. If I didn't see him nung tune-up tsaka nung practice nila nakasilip ako, I wouldn't know what he can do today on the college level. So, again, wala. Ano ka talaga? Kumbaga predictions are no basis. Lahat ng prediction natin. So, but we're gonna talk about the NCAA and UAP the coming days. Okay, game.
Right.
PBA tayo, bro.
Alright, wait lang. Sorry, may one last pala tayo nakalimutan. KG Canaleta.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Signs with T1, the Taichung team. And ito yung team ni Jordan Heading, if I'm not mistaken.
Tama.
This really came as a surprise to me.
Sobrang out of nowhere yan, bro.
I mean, you would think that a young player who is in their 20s, early 30s would be the one to sign in Taiwan, in Japan, wherever internationally overseas. But KG, what KG is what? May 40 na, no? 41?
I'm not sure kung may 40.
Wait lang, I'll read
Ano ba siya? Ano ba siya? Kay Arwin? 40. Younger siya kay Arwin by 1 year.
Okay,
40.
so yeah. 40 years old. Wow. I mean, just how the amount of respect and admiration that they have for KG Canaleta, for them to sign him is just really impressive.
Ito yung mas agree ako. Itong mga legends na pumupunta pa sa ibang bansa. Mas agree ako doon kasi mga bata. Kasi nga, I still want to see the kids. I want to see the kids compete.
Yeah, and
against the best of the best. Si KG, come on, man. Bigay na natin kay KG.
He has
yung
already.
budget na binibigay naman siguro doon, di ba? Plus, kumbaga, you gotta commend the dedication of KG. At 40, to be an import, to play in another country, I'm sure mag-isa siya doon. Unless kasama niya family niya. But you got props to KG, man. And yan, medyo nagulat din ako dun sa balita. Not in a way na, bakit si KG? Alam natin kung kaya ni KG, man. Sobrang lalakas yung team ni Jordan Heading kung mayroon kang isolation player katulad ni KG, di ba? So, looking forward to that. Good job, KG. Good job to the agent also.
Yeah, grabe rin you know how impressive KG has really changed this game throughout the years to make it really timeless.
Totoo. And sucks to say, sorry to say, pero nasa Blackwater siya. So I don't think that's a tough decision.
Yeah.
Diba?
All right. So, okay, moving on to the PBA quarterfinal games last Friday. The Barangay Ginebra.
No. Saturday yan.
Saturday pala yun. Sorry.
Friday yung ano.
Friday
Meralco.
pala yung ano. Meralco.
San Miguel.
Okay, Meralco San Miguel.
Meralco San Miguel and Magnolia Phoenix.
Yes, sir. Okay. Meralco San Miguel, score was 100-85. Best player of the game was Chris Newsom with 22.7 rebounds and 4 assists. Once again, thank you to Hoops Hub for providing us with our updates. It's really been very, you've made our lives very much easier.
And then Phoenix, Magnolia, Tambak, diba?
Yes, grabe. 127-88. Paul Lee was 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 out of 7 from 3-point country.
Let's start with Phoenix Magnolia. This wasn't at all surprising because of how Magnolia has been playing this whole season, this whole conference. Bumalik pa si Calvin. Nothing, you can't take away anything from Phoenix. They had a good run. They entered the playoffs. They squeaked into the playoffs after beating Northport. Malakas lang talaga yung kalaban nila. But when you talk about Magnolia, man, like, talagang pang-champion, bro.
Oh, bro.
Pang-champion sila this season, pare.
You know, maybe ang makakapigil lang siguro sa kanila. Ginebra,
bro. I feel like Magnolia, talagang sila yung favorites to win it all. This conference. Sila yung
really,
grabe, bro, eh. Talagang ang daming weapon, eh.
Dami, pare. Tsaka ang maganda kasi sa kanila, you know, they have a lot of offensive weapons, pero their defense is there. They have a lot of dogs on defense.
Bro,
Mark Baroka, Gio Halalon.
Yung Halalon, baliw dumepensa, bro. Since the beginning of time naman yun, eh. Tapos may Calvin ka pa. Bro, para kang meron ka ng Calvin na forward, meron kang Calvin-esque na guard, which is Gio. Meron ka ding Calvin-esque na import, which is Harris. Plus si Jackson Corpus, Ian Sanggalang, puro dog. Mark Baroka. So, wala kang masabi, man. Talagang, Adrian Wong, depensa din. Paul Lee, underrated defender. Like, yeah, they have a lot of great scores, but their defense is just underrated, man. Sobrang, coach pa lang nila, dog, eh.
Oo, pare.
Diba? Yung coach nila, puta, laban kung laban. Talagang bad boys of the PBA. We've said this before. And I feel like this is their conference, man. This is their conference. Hindi ko minamaliit yung NLEX, Meralco, and Ginebra, but Magnolia is the favorite, man. So,
yeah.
But, ito again, time and time again.
Talking about underrated, Mikey, Meralco was just, you know,
time again, bro.
Diba?
Underappreciated yung Meralco talaga na yan. Like,
underrated and underappreciated. Those are the two terms that you can really associate with this team.
O parang, pag binigyan ka ng sino man nanalo, San Miguel Meralco. San Miguel yan. Sino man nanalo, Ginebra Meralco. Ginebra yan. Sino man nanalo, Tokintex Meralco. Tokintex yan. Magnolia Meralco. Magnolia yan. Pero bro, yung Meralco pare, napaka-consistent. Ito yung depensa nila kay Shabazz. Talaga. Yeah. Pinahirapan talaga ako.
I wasn't able to check the box scores. Pero how much did Shabazz score?
At the end of the day, pag nanalo ka against San Miguel, you played great defense. Kasi hindi ka mananalo sa San Miguel ng offense versus offense.
Oh, yeah.
Hindi ka mananalo, bro. Sa dami ba
sobrang
naman ng
sobrang daming
weapons. Diba? So, the number one thing that you need to have to beat San Miguel is defense. And, Coach Norman Black, iba din kasi talaga mag-game plan, eh.
Galing.
People tend to forget that Coach Norman is also a great defensive coach.
Oh, sobra.
That's the reason why he won the 5-peat with Ateneo.
That's the reason why he's one of the best coaches to ever coach in the PBA, in the UAAP,
in Philippine basketball.
In Philippine basketball history, man. And you have to give it to them. Like, underrated. Maliksi, underrated.
And because he hasn't been able to win chips recently in the PBA, people forget niya yung achievements niya.
Bro,
parang Grand Slam winning coach yan.
Yung team pa lang nila, Maliksi underrated, Newsome underrated, Hodge underrated, Raymond underrated, Banchero.
Yes,
diba?
Banchero is in the shadows of all these great guards in the league.
Si Reynel,
yes.
Si Aaron, sino ba doon? Si Quinto.
Oh, si Bong Quinto.
Pare, pag tinignan mo lahat ng players ng Meralco, ito yung lagi natin sinasabi. Wala kang makikita sa kanila sa BPC race, sa mythical team. Wala kang makikita sa pag gumawa tayo ngayon ng best in the league per position, hindi ka maglalagay galing Meralco. 'Di ba? Siguro pinakamataas nun would be Chris Newsome, maybe sa wingman pang-6, top 10, pero na top 5.
Mm-hmm.
'Di ba? Sa big man, Raymond siguro sa sentro, pero hindi yung tipong towering na ito yung pinakamagaling sa liga. So wala tayong masabi dyan sa Meralco na yan. Lagi tayo pinapahiya. Buti nga nag-Meralco na ako eh. Pinapahiya tayo lagi niyan, bro eh.
Saka ayun nga, to complement those amazing team players for Meralco, solid din yung nakuha nilang import si Tony Bishop. I mean, aside from he's a great scorer, he also bought into the defensive schemes nitong Meralco, and that's the reason why they are now in the position that they are in.
Oh. Grabe, galing. Congratulations to Meralco for San Miguel. It's a process.
Yeah.
Kumbaga, yung Death 5 naman hindi naman yan overnight din nangyari, 'di ba? Yes. So, they got rid of the Death 5 after so many years, after an era.
Passing of the torch
kumbaga. You can't expect naman yung
transition period na ito.
You can't expect yung na-achieve ng Death 5, yung agad ang ma-achieve ni na Vic Manuel, 'di ba? So, I just don't like the hate towards Leo Austria na parang at the end of the day, man, it's a new team.
Yeah, it is a new team.
Diba? Kung na-control ni Leo Austria yung Ross, Cabagnot, Marcio, Arwin, Junmar, tapos may import pa. Paano naman niya hindi makokontrol? Relax, guys. Relax.
He definitely can. I mean, he's just like I can compare him to Coach Gerson sa PhilBasket na yun nga, ang raming malalaking pangalan. But it takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day, guys.
Ano ba nabibuisit pa ako dito is imbis na sabihin niyo na ang bano ni Coach Leo, ang bano ng San Miguel, ginulo nila yung San Miguel. Bakit parang mahina ba yung Meralco? Instead of saying na bano si Coach Leo, comment nyo yung galing ni Coach Norman Black at yung galing ng Meralco. Hindi dahil hindi magaling si Coach Leo. 'Di ba? Talagang adjusting lang si Coach Leo. Si Coach Norman, buong-buo na yung last conference pay. Last season pay. So,
saka guys, hindi madali mag-coach ng team ng ganyan karaming stars.
Bro.
Diyos ko Lord, yan ang isang pinakamahirap na trabaho for a head coach. To have a team, a high-profile team with all these high-profile names.
Oh, that's pressure, bro.
Yeah. The pressure is doubled or even tripled compared to other squads.
Stop it, man. You never give. People never give Coach Leo credit. After everything.
They don't see the other side of the spectrum kasi.
They don't see. Again, giving your players confidence and giving your players, putting them in a position to be successful is coaching. So stop it. Okay.
Because you are managing egos, you have to make everybody happy.
That's coaching, man. That is coaching.
Okay. It goes beyond the X's and O's.
Yep. Yeah. Saturday, I was there. It was crazy.
Yeah, Saturday I was planning to watch pero na-late na ako mag-message kay Coach Sandy so di niya na ako naabutan ng ticket. So, sorry Coach Sandy. I was hoping na kayo mananalo para makanood ako sa semis. But Ginebra had other plans in mind. Lord.
Like, again, we're big TNT fans.
We're big Mikey Williams fans. We're big Coach Chot Reyes fans. Pogoy, Jason, Troy, Poy. But damn, they were outclassed.
115-95.
Damn.
It was just really dominated by Ginebra on both ends of the floor. They didn't give a chance for Token Tex to get back. Every time that they would threaten 11 points or even as low as 7 pa yata, timeout paratis Coach Tim, adjustment, tapos biglang dalawang sunod na tres or
Grabe, bro.
scoring run bigla, you know. And that's really what kept TNT at bay. Tsaka sobrang ang ganda ng depensa, pare.
Again, depensa. For teams like Magnolia and Token Tex, having that much firepower, Mikey Williams, Troy, Pogoy, Jason, you gotta play defense, man.
You do.
For you to beat the dribble drive, you gotta play defense. And you gotta give it to Coach Tim. Again, that preparation and all that, sobrang galing. Scotty Thompson is, you can't really explain anymore what Scotty Thompson does. Again, may nag-comment sa YouTube ko. YouTube or Instagram. Basta may nag-comment na, tama ka pala, Boss Mikey. Iba talaga pag live. Pag naparod mo si Scotty. Iba si Scotty pag live, guys. Like, napaparod mo kasi siya pag live kung saan siya pumupunta eh. So, pag pinaparod mo si Scotty, mapapapagod ka, bro. Nanonood ka lang. So,
and you really see it by your naked eyes. Yung effort and athleticism.
galing, bro.
Na he exerts in getting those rebounds.
No? IQ.
And the IQ, the timing.
Galing, pare. Tapos ito, I just want to say this also. Teams like Ginebra, Magnolia, Token Tex, yung mga powerhouse. Let's talk about Magnolia and Ginebra. Powerhouse team, sobrang lakas. Sino ang mga bida? Polly, the Import, Ian Sanggalang, Calvin Abueva. Sa kabila, you have Scotty, you have Brownlee, you have Japet. Diba? These two teams are full of talent.
Yeah.
Crazy talent. But they wouldn't be championship contenders without LA Tenorio and Mark Baroka. Hey, those two, sobrang steady. Like,
and
hindi
they
sila
really
yung
stepped up big time.
Hindi sila yung face of the team. Hindi sila yung face of the franchise. But like, hindi sila aabot ng finals, champion, possibly, nang wala tong dalawang to. Like,
but they really flipped the switch
pag ano,
for their respective squads.
Parang pag entering, biglang puta, si Mark Baroka, hindi magaling eh sa season eh. Ano lang sila, parang, sige lang, kumbaga, alam na nila kailan sila lalaro. Which isn't a bad thing. Alam lang nila na medyo may edad na sila at the end of the day, di ba? So, sige, like, malakas naman yung team ko eh, pero grabe yung LA Tenorio.
Yun nga exactly yung sinabi niya sa press con. Na during the eliminations, okay, sige, yung mga bata, okay.
Man. Said this time and time again, man. In the playoffs, the vets come out to play.
Oh, yeah.
Sino ba mga player of the game, bro? Chris Newsom. Sige, si Chris, wag na eh. Huwag na natin sama si Chris kasi medyo bata. But LA, Paul, Mark Baroka, JR Kenyahan. I still believe, we'll talk about it later, yung Aces NLEX, but NLEX wouldn't have won that without JR Kenyahan in the first quarter. Okay? So, man, the vets, man. They gotta give it to LA. But for Token Text, you know, as classy as Coach Chot is, alam na niya yan, when nag-tweet siya, you win some, you lose some, and then you move on, and then you get better for the next season. So, nothing to worry about also for Token Text. This is something that Mikey will put in his pocket. Kailangan, kasi if you want to win, outside of the bubble, you gotta get used to that crowd.
For sure.
And that crowd, I don't know where Mikey played in college. I don't know, but I don't know if he has ever gone up against a Ginebra type of crowd.
And wala pa yan, putik.
Wala pa yan, like bro.
Half.
Wala pa
yan. Not even half, maybe.
Wala pa yan. Kaya dun sa mga tao.
Kasi parang mga 7,000 plus pa lang.
Wala pa, bro. I'm a big Mikey Williams fan. But dun sa mga tao na binabaon si Berto, binabaon yung ibang players para kay Mikey, nakita nyo ngayon, may tao lang din. I'm not taking anything away from Mikey, pero tao lang. He is still to be the best player in the league. Yun ang sinasabi ko. Hindi porkit tatalo si Berto, hindi na siya magaling. Hindi rin porkit masoso sinasabi na niya, hindi magaling si Mikey, natalo eh. Magaling pa din. Ganun lang talaga ang basketball, man.
It was just really one of those nights for Mikey and actually the whole TNT team. Tsaka yun nga, makikita mo rin na naapektuhan talaga sila ng crowd eh. Because there were a few possessions na talagang parang it was getting into their heads, yung intimidation factor.
Tsaka bro, sorry for the lack of a better term. But damn that import.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Shit. Sobrang kawawa naman yung token
si,
text doon, bro.
Ang pangalan nun, first name niya? Si
Gilmore. Bro, no joke may question ako. I don't know kung nakanood ka, pero sa mga tao ngayon, sino mas magaling? Yung Gilmore ba yung Saint Port? Pareho eh. Oh, wild, bro. Wild. Like,
sobrang kawawa, pare.
Puta, binubu.
Every time he got the ball, from the start pa lang, binubu na siya.
Kasi na nagtataka ako, parang may history pa siya sa Hinebra. Ba't siya binubu? Wala, ini-intimidate lang pala talaga siya.
Sa Pilipinas. Oh.
Ini-intimidate lang. Okay, well.
Kudos to the Hinebra fans. Wow.
Sixth man nila yan eh. So, let's give that to Hinebra. Congratulations to Hinebra. Congratulations to Magnolia Meralco magkikita sa semis. Okay. Para yung Saint Fort, ito yung Gilmore, binubu ng token, ng Hinebra fans. Yung Saint Fort, Brad, yung mga taga-Alaska na yung natatawa, bro. Kasi ito yung kwento dyan. Nakaupo ako siyempre kay Boss Ronald ako tumikit, di ba? So, nasa likod na naman ako na NLEX. So, first half, NLEX, like, tuntua ako kay Coach Yeng, guys, talagang yung sinasabi nila minumura niya yung kalaban, yung mga players ng kalaban, bro, totoo. Bro, totoo. Hindi ko sasabihin kung sino, hindi ko sasabihin kahit ilang beses, pero bro, totoo. Like, hoy! Tira na tira! Bro,
that is just CYG for you, man.
Oh, CYG like, toot! Tira na tira! Grabe, man. Like, kung nasa kalaban ka, ma-intimidate ka talaga. But, that's all love for CYG. He's gonna do everything possible to intimidate the other side. Pero ito yung nangyari. So, after ko sa NLEX, first half, sina Andre, si Delph Tupa, si Anton Rojas, si Pauline Versosa na girlfriend ni Andre. Tinawagan ako, naosakay ni CK, nagtito kami sa NLEX. Lipat kayo dito sa Alaska, may mga libreng seats dito. So, lumipat kami. Alam mo naman ako, I'm very, I love NLEX. But, I'm just enjoying the game.
You are a people's person,
yeah,
bro.
I can sit anywhere I want. So I went over to Alaska for the second half, which tambak na yung Alaska noon. Nandun sina Tita Susan Teng, sina Boss, sina Robocop, mga pamilya ni Danny Ai, pamilya ni Jeffrey Carriazo. So nandito naman ako sa Alaska doon sa second half. Brad, tumatawa na kami doon sa import. Parang, huy, shoot ka naman. Parang nung na-shoot niya yung unang free throw, which was his first point. End of the third quarter na to
End of the third quarter?
Brad, naghiyawan yung buong crowd ng Alaska. Nakaka-shoot pala siya! Parang, whoa. Like, naawa din ako sa kanya. Of course, nagulat siya. But damn, you can't be an import in the PBA if you play like that, bro.
Yeah, and okay, consider the added pressure of having your first game in the playoffs and having that pressure of completing that storyline ng Last Dance. Siyempre, everybody, low-key, I think everybody wanted them naman to win the chip. Pero,
Brad, ito lang nakakatawa dyan. Sa lahat ng import na dumaan sa Alaska, Sean Chambers, Rosel Ellis, ang alam ko nag-Alaska din yan, di ba?
Yes, Rosel Ellis, yes.
Like, all the imports that went by Alaska. Yung huling-huling napanood natin na Alaska uniform, yun pa. Like, wild talaga, bro. Like, hindi talaga makashoot. Hindi ko alam kung hindi siya makashoot o ayaw niya shumot.
There would have been a much better ending to that story.
Again, no disrespect to these imports. They're still hell of, kumbaga they're great players, obviously. Hindi sila importing kung hindi siya magagaling eh. Pero, I guess nagulat lang sila.
Yeah.
Sa PBA game.
Enormous pressure. I mean, kasi sa ibang leagues overseas, the physicality is just not the same as here.
So I have to give it to them also. Dumating sila playoffs na eh.
Oh, yun nga.
Wala naman sila time to adjust. So sige, bigyan na natin yan. Pero kawawa lang yung Alaska. Para sa akin lang,
kung panalay game yan, pare. Pero problema.
A big part of, I believe lang talaga, a big part kung bakit natalo yung token takes at yung Alaska, kasi ganun yung import. Tapos ang kalaban mo, I know, bro. Buti nga wala pa si KJ. Cameron Clark is decent, ah. Decent import. Magaling.
Yeah, but iba
Pero
pa rin
iba
si
pa
KJ.
din yung KJ, di ba? So, imagine mo kung si KJ yun. Tapos sa kabila, puta Brownlee yun eh. Paano ka mananalo kung ganun import mo tapos si Brownlee kalaban mo, bro?
That would have been a very interesting matchup.
Well,
Brownlee
talaga.
against KJ
Oh, man. And by the way, they're still trying to get him back. They're still trying to get him back, bro. Kasi nga, hinihintay lang mga anak yung
yun lang naman eh.
Kaya lang,
Yun lang naman.
hindi pa rin daw nanganganak, bro. So, sabi nga, di ba, kinos ko si Boss Ronald nun, di ba, parang, sana manganak na, para makabalik. So ngayon, hindi pa rin daw nanganganak. So they still won't have him for the semis. But if Cameron Clark finds a way to compete with Justin Brownlee and they find a way to win 3 games before Ginebra does, malay natin may KJ sa finals. Pero yun nga, kailangan mo umabot sa finals muna.
In fairness naman talaga dito kay Cameron Clark.
Galing, bro.
Like you said, he's decent. And
ganda nung kamay.
tira niya eh.
Ganda nung kamay. Sobrang swabe yung tira niya, bro. Yun yung nakita natin dun sa pinost na video natin sa Hoops Hub, di ba? So, kita naman natin, nadadala niya sa laro. Ganda talaga ng kamay. So,
contrasting playstyle sila ni KJ.
Si KJ, bully eh. Ito, hindi. So, finesse to eh. Okay. Alaska, last game. One of the reasons also why I wanted to sit down with behind Alaska's bench was because it was their last game and I wanted to see the vibe. Sobrang daming iyakan, bro. Yung mga hardcore Alaska fans, yung families ng mga coaches, players, iyakan talaga lahat. So, respect to Alaska, man. Grabe.
Because
and also I commend the PBA for having a small ceremony to Alaska.
They really deserve it. It was very fitting for them naman. I mean, this is not just your regular franchise. This is a franchise with a winning culture. 35 seasons, 14 PBA championships, 3 players who won an MVP. I mean, it's just been a great 35 season run para dito sa Alaska Aces.
35 years, no? Sabi ko, wild. Di pa tayo buhay, nandun na sila, bro. So, you gotta give it to Alaska. Congratulations to the whole Alaska community, the whole Alaska group, everything na, lahat ng dumaan na players ng Alaska. We grew up, di ba? Wala pa rin tatalo sa Alaska. So, props lang talaga to Alaska. But, there's word na meron ng bibili. There's actually word na signed and sealed na.
Oh. So that far.
There's word, but, you know,
Siyempre,
word,
yeah.
Diba? You gotta take it again with a grain of salt. So, we'll see. Top runner naman ata daw is Converge. I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised Kay Dennis Uy ba yung Converge? I'm not sure. Pero I won't be surprised with Converge because they're really trying to make it big in the country. Diba?
Yeah.
Kasi diba, like when you talk about internet, PLDT, Smart, Globe. Kumbaga, yung Converge, ito yung bago.
Oo.
So, hindi rin ako magugulat if they're trying to find a great marketing opportunity.
Yeah, and tsaka parang from what ano ba internet mo dyan? PLDT ka, no?
PLDT ako.
PLDT rin ako eh.
Maganda naman daw, mabilis.
Maganda naman daw.
Kaya nga parang minsan, pag maganda yung product mo, minsan, pag maganda yung product mo, ano na lang ang kulang? Awareness. So, yun yung makukuha mo sa PBA. So, I won't be surprised if talagang Converge. Pero may balita din na
si
Delta Pineda, si Governor, di ba? Gov Delta. Gov ata. Sorry, si Boss na lang. Si Boss Delta. So, meron din ganun. But, I've been hearing na Converge ata talaga. Again, don't take this, like, don't quote me on this. I'm not saying this is a prediction or this is a statement, naririnig ko lang na Converge. And I won't be surprised also kasi alam mong may budget naman yung Converge.
Oo naman.
Pero parang may nabasa ako na ang request ata ng Alaska ni Boss Uy Tengsu, keep the core and the coaching staff. If I were whoever is gonna buy, I would. Bakit?
Yeah.
Compete ka na. Nag-playoffs na eh.
Yun na nga. There is no reason to
buti kung talunan, di ba? Buti kung talunan. Nag-playoffs ka eh. So, if I were a company and I want to make the most of my marketing, syempre gusto mo mag-playoffs.
So who would be those guys that would stay? Sila Jeron for sure.
But kumbaga, ba't pa ako magsa-start from scratch?
Oh,
The whole point nga of buying a franchise versus putting up a franchise and being an expansion team is meron ka ng core. So ba't mo papapakawalan? So I feel like it's good to have maybe 1-2 seasons na yun pa din and then make changes along the way pag medyo nakikita mo na yung kailangan. Pero right now, laban ka na, Alaska ka na.
Yun nga eh. It parang medyo wrong. For me, it was kind of wrong timing. Bad timing is the right term pala for Alaska to go out this season because paangat pa lang sila ulit eh. This is a young team.
This is a young team.
With young stars. Yeah. And they were just slowly finding their footing in the league. Just so sad na they had to go out like this.
Oh, I think the pandemic has to do a lot. Has a lot to do with it. Some people say nagsawa na yung Alaska because they felt like parity is wala silang chance mag-champion, which I can't blame them because if you look at it, as much success as they've had, I don't see them winning a chip because diba, iba yung powerhouse ng PBA ngayon.
They've never had I don't think they've ever had as strong as a team like San Miguel has had. Yeah,
that's true. So, yun. But you know, we'll see what happens. Lakas pa rin naman yung Alaska. Niloloko ko nga si Robocop eh. Si Tito. Sabi ko, Tito, kasi coach ng dad ko si Jeron, di ba? So, very close kami kay na Tita Susan, Tita Alpizza. Sabi ko, wala daw bibili ng Alaska. Naglabas ng article, wala daw bibili. Dispersal draft daw. First pick daw si Jeron.
Yan nga yung nakikita kong kumakalat.
Coach, ay Tito, first pick daw si Jeron. Sa Blackwater daw siya. No disrespect. Just ano lang. Nag-enjoy lang ako. Naloloko ko lang si Tito Albin. Pero yeah. Pero may bibili naman daw.
Makikita ko talking about Blackwater, they really wanna be after winning their first game in after 29 tries. They really want to be competitive. They want, ang goal nila next conference is to make the playoffs.
If you have the number 1 pick and a couple more picks down the line sa first round,
and the first pick in the second round,
there's no reason for you not to compete next season.
Tsaka tama yung sinabi ni Coach Ariel when he was interviewed na it's better to build a team using the draft rather than for trades.
Totoo naman kasi mas mura. Ang problema lang naman ng Blackwater is pag nagmahal na yung player, dun na nila tinitrade.
It's hard for them to stay.
Oh, yun naman yun eh. So,
yeah.
Actually, bro, at the end of the day, kung hindi ka gagastos, hindi ka magcha-champion.
Yep.
Kasi you'll get the first pick. Oh, let's just say LeBron James yung first pick. O, kinuha mo si LeBron James, may maximum. Actually, wala na nga maximum ngayon ang rookie, di ba? Pero still, sige, mura pa, rookie pa. Wala ka pa napapatunayan. Okay, magpakitang gila si LeBron. Nag-playoffs tayo, first season ni LeBron. Mahal na siya sunod na season.
For sure.
So if you want continuity, you gotta pay your stars.
Mm-hmm.
Diba? Now, I'm not saying they're not paying their stars, but at the end of the day, kailangan mo gumastos talaga.
Yeah, because of course, these players would consider bumubuhay nga sila ng pamilya. We could reiterate that enough on this channel, on the show.
Plus, hindi na lang SMC ang kalaban mo. Hindi na lang MVP.
Lang.
Kalaban mo na ngayon yung Japan, yung Taiwan. Diba? So, it's something that they have to work on. But, kumbaga, nowhere to go but up naman for Blackwater. So, we'll see what happens in the coming seasons. But, we're excited, man. On Wednesday, I think, Wednesday start. So,
Yep.
Best of 5. Best of 5. So,
all right. That is pretty much it.
What finals are you leaning towards?
Ako, I'm looking at ano nga ba yung
I think Magnolia
and
Ginebra ka.
Ginebra.
Ako honestly, ayoko kasi ng Manila Classico eh. Ayoko.
No?
Manila Classico. Ayoko lang ng SMC. Yun lang.
Kasi parang nakakasawa na rin.
Nakakasawa SMC. Ayoko lang na SMC. Ayoko lang. Kasi
that would be also good for the league kasi.
kung MVP SMC.
Oh.
Ako, ito lang hihingin ko. Which is, ano lang to, take ko lang to I want an MVP versus SMC finals. Yun lang. I don't care
want that
if
too.
it's Meralco versus Ginebra. I don't care if it's NLEX versus Magnolia. I
mean, you saw the hype with the TNT Ginebra game.
Yeah, exactly. I just want an SMC MVP finals para walang masabi tao. Alam mo naman kung gaano ka-toxic dito sa bansa natin.
Oh, saka. And this could even be a start of a rivalry.
A new rivalry, bro.
If Meralco and Magnolia do make it to the finals. Ay, sorry, Ginebra pala.
Basta SMC MVP ako. This is just a personal choice. But, if I use my head, Magnolia, Ginebra. Magnolia, Ginebra. If you use your head. If I use my yung personal preference ko, gusto ko SMC MVP. Ang hirap lang kasi, if you choose Ginebra, malalaglag yung Magnolia. Parang malabo, bro. If you choose Magnolia, malalaglag yung Ginebra. Malabo din malaglag yung Ginebra. Kaya nga sa utak ko, SMC finals. Pero gusto ko lang ng MVP SMC.
It's gonna be interesting. So at least ngayon, pare, quarters were really, fun to watch. I'm sure the semis will be even more exciting. So really a lot of basketball to look forward to sa PBA. And mamaya sa Phil Basket, we have another triple header. AMA Online Education versus the Knights. Second game, Kuala Lumpur Asil versus the ICC Blue Hawks. And the main game, the Nueva Ecija Capitals going up against the debuting All-Star Bacolod Ballers.
Saan mo na makikita kung may laban yung Asil? Mamaya sa ICC. Yung Bacolod Ballers, malakas din yun. Sinali Alvin Alda yun, di ba?
Sila Alvin Alda yun.
Jerome Garcia.
Sila...
Okay. Pangilan ka?
Joel Liu, my former teammate, is there.
Pangilan ka?
Ako first and second game ako. Hindi ko kasi alam na Bacolod pala yung kalaban ng Nueva Ecija.
First and second game ka, iintay ka matapos yung third.
Papanoorin ko pa rin.
No. I mean like technically you have to kasi carpool kayo, diba?
Yes, pero even if hindi ako carpool, I would still watch. Kasi better for me to watch live than to watch the game habang
nagda-drive
sa laptop.
Habang nag-ano. Okay. Pero good games mamaya. Abangan niyo yan. And tomorrow, 2 record tayo para Wednesday pala.
Pare.
Para Wednesday. Sa MWF na si Javi. So medyo nag-ano kami. Inagahan namin actually guys. 9 o'clock yung usapan namin. Nalate lang ng konti pero still earlier than we usually do it. Alright.
Sure.
Hopefully everyone catch the Phil Basket games later. For those who haven't joined the Shoot First community on Facebook, please do. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the link down in the description. If you're listening on Spotify, just search Shoot First Community on Facebook. All right, man. I'll see you tomorrow. And for everyone, please, the name is Mikee Reyes.
This has been Javi Palanya.
Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace and love. Ingat kayo, guys. And good luck sa iyo, mamaya.
Thanks, brother.
Hi, guys.